Story time with RW. I'm sure there are many of my viewers who have some issue with their local carrier, their local post office, something. Because it seems that being a postal employee is difficult and challenging and stressful. And if you have shitty employees to work with, or shitty working conditions, or they just don't put you on full time, they keep you on flex time all the time for 30 years, or you know, maybe your direct supervisor is just a total asshole, something, okay, makes postal employees sometimes just not act right. They just don't act right. And so this is story time with RW. First of all, I want to let you know that I've got two post offices that I go to, and there's one that I really like, and I kind of just stumbled across it 10 years ago. It's closer to my house than my actual zip code post office. So I'll go over to the next town where the post office is actually closer to me, and the people there are super nice. As a matter of fact, I became pretty good friends with one of the people there. Her kid goes to school, same age as my kid. They became sort of friends, sort of, kind of. You know how kids are. They're not always friends, but they know each other or whatever. And I became real friendly with her. My wife became real friendly with her. And we'd go trick-or-treating. Our kids would go trick-or-treating together sometimes. So in general, you know what I'm saying? It's like a real nice feeling when you walk in a post office and you see somebody you really like. You know, it's like, hey, it's almost like a member of my family. As a matter of fact, this person reminds me a lot of my cousins on my uncle's side. I even wondered if maybe there was some sort of a relationship between us, because I was born in Virginia. She's born in Virginia. Maybe somewhere, somehow, we have, you know, maybe we're fifth generation cousins or something. I don't know. But anyway, I've always liked her. Real nice person. And in the other post office down in Rocky Mount, which is a real small town with just a few thousand people living in it, you wouldn't think that it would be real stressful to be working in a post office in a small town. It's like Mayberry. I'm serious. It's like you expect Andy Taylor to come walking in the door. So it seems kind of weird that there'd be kind of a sense of tension and urgency and attitude when you walk in that post office. And they seem to like to find some reason or another to give me a hard time. And I haven't figured out why, because, I mean, for the past, I think it's 11 years now, no, 12 years, 11 years now, I've been, an eBay vendor, and then I started selling stuff directly through PayPal on YouTube. So I've shipped a lot of stuff, and I always choose U.S. Postal Service. I just like their service. It's convenient, it's cheap, it gets there on time, it's never been lost, damaged, or stolen. I'm talking about 11 years of this, and I've never had a problem with them, ever. As compared to UPS, which has totally fucked me over a few times, and, FedEx, which is just really expensive. So it's really nice, to have a good relationship with everybody you do business with. Like, if you see somebody because you're doing business, the last thing you want is for them to cop some sort of attitude towards you, especially if you can't figure out where that attitude came from. And I'm going to tell you two events which tell me that something's not quite right there in the Rocky Mountain Post Office. It was close to Christmas time. I was going down there to pick something up. I think it was a Christmas present or something. And I've been going there for 10 years. You walk in, you say, hey, I've got a package here. They say, yeah, what's your name and address? You tell them. They go get your package. They hand it to you. That's how it's been going for 10 years. I walk in there. I see this lady. I say, hey, I got a package here. I'd like to pick up. Well, do you have the slip that the carrier left in your mailbox? I'm like, well, not on me. And she said, well, you need that. I can't get your package without that. And I know that's a flat-out lie, okay? I know that's a flat-out lie. But I'm game. Okay, you want to give me a hard time. I don't know why. You're having a bad day. Somebody pissed on you. Now you want to piss on me. Or I don't know. Okay. I'm like, I'll go back to my truck and I'll get that. I'll be right back. So I go get the little slip that the carrier leaves in your mailbox when the package is too big or whatever. And I come back with it and I hand it to her. And she looks all over it. First of all, it doesn't have my name or address on it. Doesn't have a tracking number on it. It doesn't even say where the package came from or who the package is going to be delivered to. All it says on it is left at post office. That's what the thing, that's what she wrote on it. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I've never had a problem picking up my packages before, so I'm like, whatever. And she says, oh my gosh, you didn't write anything on this. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry about making you go out there and get that. Here, let me go get your package. So she goes in the back and gets my package, like they have for 10 years. But that time, right then and there, she wanted to be, a pain in my butt. I don't know why. She wanted me to jump through hoops. She wanted me to go all the way back to my house to go get something. Or I can't give you your package at all, ever, because you don't have a carrier slip. Well, what if the carrier slip got lost? What if there was no carrier slip? What if, right? You know that's not right. You know that's a total lie. You know you can give me my package without the slip, right? You know that. So, I kind of chalked that one up to, wow, this person is not entirely rational. They're having a hard time with their life and they just want to take it out on the customer or something. I don't know. Anyway, I try to avoid that post office anyway. Every now and then I have to go get something. There'll be a registered letter. There'll be a package that gets delivered there, something. So I go there the other day and I actually have a couple packages to drop off and I got something to pick up. I got my little carrier slip because I don't want to get in trouble for not having my carrier slip. So I got my carrier slip. I hand her my packages and she says, oh, this isn't the right label. This is a padded flat rate envelope. Your label, it's a PayPal label, okay? It says flat rate. Can't take that. I'm like, really? So, because I've been mailing these for 10 years. I've never had a problem. And she's like, no, this is flat rate and this is padded flat rate. They're two different rates. This is the wrong label. Okay, first of all, first thing she does wrong is, okay, she's a customer service person. Okay, and she's supposed to help the customer to the service. I've seen this very same person fill out an electric bill for an old lady while 6 people stood in line behind the old lady. She would take the old lady's electric bill because the old lady can't write good, can't see good. She'd fill it out for her. She'd put the stamp on the envelope. She'd address it. She'd seal the envelope. And she'd say, okay, is there anything else you need? Do you need some stamps? Blah, 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 blah. I never said nothing. This is an old lady. She's helping an old lady. That's great. Okay, but I get up there and I'm told I can't have my package unless I have this special piece of orange paper. And then it turns out the special piece of orange paper isn't so special, and I can have my package anyway. Okay? Now, I'm being told that they won't accept my package, which is also a lie, because all it requires is 35 cents extra postage. That's all it requires. The difference between flat rate and padded flat rate is 35 cents. So you put a 35-cent stamp on it, it's good to go. But she doesn't offer that. She doesn't tell me that. She doesn't try to sell me that. And so I say, okay, fine. I'll just take it over to Boone's Mill because they've always taken them. I go over to Boone's Mill. They take it. The envelope says flat rate. The padded flat rate envelope says flat rate in big red letters. It doesn't say padded flat rate. It says flat rate. My label says flat rate. So I'm assuming that things have changed because it's been this way for a few years now. I've never had any problem with any of my packages getting delivered. And lots of them have gone through the Rocky Mount Post Office, I want to let you know, because my carrier is from the Rocky Mount Post Office, and they pick my mail up from my mailbox down the road, and they deliver them. They don't get kickback. They don't get delivered with, oh, you owe us 35 cents to pick up your pack. None of that. No, they just deliver them. Now, consider maybe I spend between $1,500 and $2,500 a year on postage. And I've been doing it for 10 years. It's a lot of money. Man, it's a lot of freaking money. It's $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 I've spent on postage. That's what these employees are getting paid with, is people like me running businesses, helping keep the post office alive, right? And I love the post office. I want to keep them alive. I want them to get revenue. I'm not trying to cheat them. I'm not trying to get over them. I'm not trying to save 35 cents. If I wanted to save 35 cents, I would have sent it first class, I could have saved $2, $3. No, I sent them priority because I like the padded flat rate envelope. I like the price that I get off of PayPal. So when I came home from that debacle, okay, I got right on the computer and I got a hold of PayPal, sent them an email, and I said, hey, how come you guys don't have a drop down for padded flat rate? And you really should do that. And then I get a form email sent back about 12 hours later that said, hey, this is what we ship. And if you need to ship anything else, you should just buy the postage directly from the post office. Well, good job, PayPal. That's selling some postage right there, isn't it? Yeah, you go, just ignore PayPal altogether. We suck. We don't want to help you do the right thing by the post office. Now, eBay does. eBay has a drop down for padded flat rate envelopes, but PayPal doesn't. And there's no reason they couldn't. They're a multi-billion-dollar industry. You're telling me they can't? They are constantly tweaking and annoyingly reconfiguring their graphical user interface for no apparent reason. They are always changing it, but they can't add a drop down for padded flat rate and let the post office get that 35 cents they deserve. No, they can't do that. No, they got to make it hard on somebody like me that's trying to do business. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I just finished my email. Get up, and the phone rings. So I go answer the phone, and it's my friend over at Boone's Mill, and she says, "Oh, hey, you've got to come down and pay 35 cents. This is a padded flat rate, and it says it on the barcode. It says padded flat rate, and you've got a flat rate thing on it. It's like 35 cents more." And she says, "Hey, tell you what, I'll put the 35-cent stamp on it because I don't want you to have to run down here. And next time you see me, just give me 35 cents. And I'm like, oh man, that was so nice of you to call me because it's really important to me that this package gets through. I've spent $8.50 already because it's priority and it's got insurance, and I just needed to get to my customer, and I really appreciate you helping me out with this phone call, and I will definitely be coming by to get some stamps and 35 cents and all that." Okay, so I came by just a little while ago, and I ended up talking to my friend. She tells me that this lady who's giving me a hard time in Rocky Mount grew up right next to her and is a super nice lady, and she's not sure what the problem is either. And she says it's weird that she didn't offer to sell you postage because that's what she should have done. She should have sold you postage. I was like, okay. So I told her about the little card incident. And she says, well, that's crazy because you don't need that card to pick up your package. All you need is your ID. If you have your driver's license, you can pick up the package. You don't need that little orange thing. I said, yeah, I figured that, but for some reason she likes to give me a hard time. And I told her about watching, her fill out electric bill for a little old lady with 6 people in line, and that's fine. But if I ask her to scan my packages in, she looks at me like I'm asking her to do a special job, because they like to just accept the packages and pile them all up and then scan them all later, I guess, or something. And at Boone's Mill, I go there, they scan every single package I hand them, so I get a big tape receipt, so I know that everything is in the system, so that if anybody asks, hey, did you ship my such and such, I can say, yes, I do, and I have a physical proof of it right here. I don't have to go online and say, I wonder if they scanned that in at the post office. You know what I'm saying? So, that's story time with RW. And I just want to say, it just makes such a huge difference between somebody just acting normal, like a regular person, looking out for somebody, saying, hey, man, you didn't pay enough money. You got to come over here and pay some more money. And say, okay, I didn't give her a hard time. I was grateful. I was like, thank you. If the lady at the Rocky Mount counter says you have to pay 35 cents extra postage, I would have said, no problem. I would have taken 35 cents out of my pocket and I would have bought it, and I would have felt fine about it. I would have walked out the door and I wouldn't be making this video. So it's pretty weird. And all I could figure is that the postmaster there must be a total jerk, a real asshole, and just making everybody's life miserable. That's all I could figure. It's not uncommon for people to complain about the Rocky Mount Post Office. There's something about the Rocky Mount Post Office that just isn't right. And the way the post office works is there's really nothing you can do to improve that. Because once these people get installed, that's pretty much where they're going to be. You can't change anything. It's like an anchor weight, Anyway, story time with RW. I'm sure you all have had your run-ins with the, weird carrier that refuses to deliver your package, or the post office that acts like you're not worth their time, or, But I just also wanted to balance that with the fact that I've got an awesome connection over with another post office where they're just great. And they're literally like 15 minutes away from each other. So it's bizarre that in one place they're awesome, and in the other place they kind of make you feel like, wow, I'm sorry for taking up your time, Geez, I shouldn't have even bothered, It's kind of weird, isn't it? I think so.